Rejection hurts in a quiet, personal way that no one really prepares you for. The kind that sits in your chest long after the moment has passed and slowly makes you question your own worth. It shows up as a polite email that says, "We regret to inform you," or as silence after you gave something your absolute best and expected at least an answer. Without realizing it, doubt begins to grow, and you start wondering if the problem isn't the work itself, but you. If that feeling sounds familiar, stay here, because one of the most successful writers in modern history once lived inside that exact moment. Before Harry Potter changed the world, J.K. Rowling was a single mother, unemployed, struggling financially, and carrying a sense of failure that felt almost impossible to escape. She wasn't sitting in a comfortable home chasing a dream. She was writing in cafes because her apartment was too cold, holding onto hope more than confidence. That story wasn't written for fame or money. It was written because it felt like the only thing keeping her alive during a time when everything else felt uncertain. When she finally sent the manuscript out into the world, the response wasn't encouragement or excitement. It was rejection. 12 different publishers looked at the same story and decided it wasn't worth taking a risk on, telling her it wouldn't sell and probably never would. Most people would have stopped there, not because they lacked talent, but because repeated rejection slowly convinces you that continuing is pointless. Rejection has a dangerous way of feeling personal, as if it's proof that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not meant for this path. But rejection is not a final judgment on your value. It's simply feedback from people who see the world through a limited lens. Those publishers didn't reject J.K. Rowling herself. They rejected something they couldn't yet understand, something that didn't fit into what felt safe or familiar. Very often, rejection doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're early, different, or ahead of what the world is ready to accept. The world rarely rewards originality immediately. Instead, it tests how long you're willing to believe in yourself without validation. This is the moment where most people walk away, not because they're incapable, but because they allow rejection to define who they are. J.K. Rowling didn't do that, even when she hit what she later described as rock bottom, a place where there was nothing left to lose. At that point, she stopped trying to impress anyone and focused only on being honest with her work, committing to the story regardless of the outcome. She didn't ask herself if this would make her successful or famous. She asked whether it was worth continuing even if it failed completely. That shift in mindset changed everything, because when you separate your identity from the result, rejection slowly loses its power over you. You are not your rejection letter. You are not the numbers, the sales, or the applause. You are the person who chooses to keep going even when no one is watching. Rejection is not a sign to stop. It's often proof that you dared to aim beyond what feels comfortable or safe. She kept improving her writing, but she never erased her voice to fit trends or expectations, protecting the soul of the story while allowing it to grow naturally. Most importantly, she didn't quit on her worst day or make permanent decisions while her emotions were at their loudest. Many breakthroughs happen just one attempt after the moment you feel ready to give up, and she stayed long enough to reach that moment. Eventually, a small publisher said yes, not because the story suddenly became valuable, but because she refused to disappear. That same book went on to sell over 500 million copies, translated into dozens of languages and loved across generations. The story that was once called unmarketable didn't change. The world simply took time to catch up to its value. If you're facing rejection right now, understand this clearly. You are not behind, broken, or wasting your time. You are standing at the same crossroads where many great people once stood, unsure, exhausted, and questioning everything. Rejection doesn't mean the door is closed forever. It often means the timing isn't right yet, or the world isn't ready for what you're bringing. Belief that survives rejection is different from belief that depends on applause, and only the first one lasts long enough to change anything meaningful. Growth rarely looks heroic while it's happening. Most of the time, it looks lonely, repetitive, and unseen. But the people who eventually make it through aren't the ones who never doubted. They're the ones who kept moving while doubting everything. Each time you choose to continue, you build something invisible but powerful: resilience, clarity, and quiet confidence that no rejection can take away. One day, without warning, the same world that ignored you will start paying attention, not because you changed your worth, but because you stayed long enough to be seen. The only real question is whether you will allow rejection to define your limits or refine your strength. Persistence doesn't shout or demand attention. It quietly whispers for you to try one more time. And sometimes, that one more attempt is the moment everything finally begins to change. Don't quit yet, because your story may still be waiting for the right moment to be seen. Thanks for watching.